And here we go. Headbangers and Hooligans rolling on a Metal Monday. As always, thank you for listening. Yours truly, Scummalicious. Got to take care of that hangover. We're going to do that. So, 2017, the year in metal. Actually, the year in punk also. It was actually a pretty good year. There wasn't a ton of horrible shit. At least I don't think so. There's always going to be certain albums that some people like better than others. But for the most part, it's a good thing when you don't have a lot to talk about when it comes to total dog shit. And I really don't. I believe I only have 7, 8 things that are just complete crap to me. And that's a very good thing. And these aren't ranked in any order. I consider them all equally the same amount of dog shit, basically. So let's do this. The worst in metal, 2017. I'm going to kick it off with Suicide Silence, self-titled album. Remember that song, Doris? First off, this band. I've never been a huge fan of this band. They're a deathcore band, and this is their album where they're trying to be like Korn, have like a new metal approach. We don't need another Korn. We really don't. I'm not ripping on Korn. I'm not a fan, but I understand that they still have a pretty big fan base. But that's them. We don't need another version of that, and that's what they were, I guess, kind of trying to shoot for on this album. That song, Doors, is hideous. Eddie Hermida, the lead vocalist, hope I'm pronouncing that right. Hermida. I'm just being stupid. Anyway, that sound that he makes in the song Doors. Ooh. Ooh. And trust me, actually, you know what I can say? I actually sound better than him. I sound like a dying fucking cat right there, and I actually sound better than he does on that song. They also had the song Silence that was all like him with clean vocals, and it's just not a good sound for him. It's not. Then, to add to the pile of dog shit, we find out that he's a fucking sexual predator. Yeah. And I apologize. That's nice. Thanks for apologizing, asshole. Just take your band and that fucking pile of shit, dog shit album that you recorded, just go away. Seriously. And if you're a fan of Suicide Silence, I'm sure they still have a lot of fans. I think that album is just atrocious. I do. Number 2, All That Remains. The album is madness. The thing with this band is that they've completely changed, right? When they first started out, they were kind of a almost death metal band, kind of, right? Then they went into that stupid metalcore shit that I can't stand. They went into that territory. Now they're just like a rock band almost. And I saw another YouTuber, when he reviewed this album, he said it reminds me a lot of Five Finger Death Punch. He's like, it's really bland and boring, and he's right. Listen, full disclosure, not a fan of Five Finger Death Punch either. Five Finger Death Punch is like the heaviest shit on the planet compared to this. Just the album, there's no energy. The production is absolute dog shit. It really is. And that YouTuber, he mentioned that fact about the guitar tone. He's so right. It's like there's nothing heavy in this album. And the lyrics are so fucking bad. Yeah, definitely cringeworthy. Song Louder. Listen to this. This will really get you pumped. I make the rules, you got nothing on me. You're loud, I'm louder. You're weak, I'm power. Go ahead and try to paint me red, 'cause I'm like no one. Really? Oh, they actually have a video for that song. A lyric video. Because those lyrics are so amazing, right? And you guys, I'm always bitching about people on Twitter ripping on bands and they can't play a fucking instrument. And I know you're saying, well, what are you doing? Sometimes, though, you just have to be honest, right? And it just sucks. There's just no other. There's no other way to explain this album. It's just not good. All right, and I went back and I listened to those earlier albums. They had some decent music. It was halfway entertaining. There's nothing entertaining on this album whatsoever. Number 3, I just kind of grouped a bunch of shit together on this one. The Loudwire Awards. Just, oh my fucking God, the sound was terrible. And if you remember when I reviewed the Loudwire Awards, how disappointing is it that you finally get an award show? And I'm talking about us headbangers, us metalheads, we finally get an award show that's dedicated to us, and it sounds like that. The sound was terrible, and I'm not blaming all the bands. I know I don't like a lot of the newer stuff, and I rip on a lot of them. I am not totally blaming all the bands. That sound was just terrible. The vocals weren't mixed right on most of the bands. Power Trip, to me, sounded the best of any of those bands. So I don't know what they did different when they were singing, but by far to me they sounded better than anybody else playing. And maybe that says something about the band. Maybe they were just straight out just a better band than anybody else, and that's probably a fact. But there is a couple bands that I have to talk about. And one of them is In This Moment, singing the song Roots. Absolutely painful to listen to. And I've seen a lot of the comments, and some fans are saying, oh, hey, everybody fucks up once or twice, nobody's perfect, and he's right, or she was right. When a live performance is so hard to everything about it, it's not easy, to duplicate what you hear. Wow, did I destroy that fucking word or what? Duplicate. There you go. It is hard to duplicate the sound of the album, but the singer, the way I don't know her name, I'm sorry, just she actually sounds a little bit better than that, but just her voice, I don't know, it didn't work for me. Maybe it's the song. These newer bands, it's always so dramatic. She's making all these weird faces. It's like, why don't you concentrate on the music instead of worrying about making stupid faces and trying to sound, I don't know what the fuck she was trying to sound like, to be honest with you. But god awful. And the band Nothing More, that was the one, and I think they played a couple times. The dude, the singer, and he didn't have a shirt on. Put the fucking shirt on. We don't need to see you on stage without a t-shirt. Why does it bother me that much? Fair question. Because he was the only person in the band doing it. Well, like, it's not like he was even really buff or anything. But, you know, I seen all the little teenage girls in the front row, and they were all, you know, moving their heads and had their hands in the air. Oh, you're so amazing. Sorry. I don't understand it. Maybe I'm just getting old. I'm turning into that old grouchy man that sits on the couch and just fucking hates everything. I think I talked about this a couple weeks ago. Yeah, Green Day had a song about that. Like Shitty Old Man or something like that. I can't remember. That was like the line in the song. That might be me. Oh, when I was watching TV in the 80s, the shows had plots. And the music just had more heart to it. You know, like the Flock of Seagulls. I don't know. Either way, in this moment and Nothing More, I'm sorry. Just not my thing. Number 4. And this is another kind of, not one particular thing. It's the oversaturation of death metal. Seriously, there is just too much of it. I watched a video this morning. I can't even remember the name of the channel. The guy listed his top 25 albums of 2017. His top 25 death metal albums of 2017. It has gotten just ridiculous. I said gotting. I meant gotten. Boy, you can tell this is a Monday for me too, huh? I don't even have a hangover. Just can't fucking talk. Anyway. And I know I'm not a huge fan of it. But seriously, there are so many bands. I can't tell one band from the next. I really can't. Oh, this is melodic grind. Oh, this is melodic thrash grind. Oh, this is gore grind with melodic tendencies. Just fucking stupid subgenre after stupid subgenre. And when it comes to death metal, and you know it's always a big hang up with me, it is the vocals. And there is literally no difference in any of the vocalists. I'm sorry, there just isn't. And that's a big deal to me. I'm not saying they all suck. Said it before. A lot of good musicians in death metal. But there's a definite oversaturation of it. Way too many fucking bands. When you got a guy that could give you his top 25 death metal albums, and there's another one where it was a list, 50 death metal albums you need to listen to in 2017. 50! And there's just literally hundreds and hundreds of releases. That's not a good thing. Don't get me wrong. I love guys that want to play instruments and actually record music playing an instrument, not on a computer. You know, an actual musician. Sorry, just got to get that out there. But yeah, too many. And I get it. A lot of fans of that heavy shit. They love the growlers. They love the Cookie Monster, and that's fine. Just too much of it. Number 5. Papa Roach. The song is Crooked Teeth. I don't remember the album. And I remember watching the video. I had no idea that they were still even together. I really didn't. And just by reading the comments, they still got kind of a big fan base. You know, more power to them. But I'm just not a Papa Roach fan. And the beginning of the video, this Crooked Teeth, they're all pissing in a toilet together. What the fuck is that about? Seriously, what is that about? And then the lead singer, what is it, Kobe? Is that his name? Alright guys, let's go shoot this video, yeah! And then the music plays, and I'm like, oh my god, we're going back to fucking 1999. It's Limp Bizkit all over again. I don't need to hear that shit anymore. I just don't. And I'm not even saying they sound terrible. They honestly didn't. The song itself is actually pretty well produced. I'm sorry. You know, I mentioned the nu metal thing with Korn and Suicide Silence. Yeah. We don't need another Korn. And we don't need nu metal or anything that reminds us of fucking Limp Bizkit. Fuck that band. Actually, just fuck Fred Durst. I'm not even going to attack the rest of the band, the guys in the band, but Fred Durst, fuck him. We don't need any memories of that asshole. Couple more. Told you, there wasn't a lot, which is good, because you don't want to hear me bitch for half an hour. Number 6, I had to go with 6 Feet Under and the album Torment. Believe it or not, the first death metal album that I liked, that I listened to, was 6 Feet Under, Bringer of Blood. I really, really like that album. I think it's the first album I listened to where I could understand what the fuck he was saying, and the songs are catchy. I still listen to it. I think it's a great fucking album. But after finally getting into it a little bit as a newbie, this death metal, yeah, it's pretty bad. That Torment, it's just stale lyrics. He's just, Chris Barnes doesn't sound good anymore at all. And the guitar riff on the single Sacrificial Kill, it's not a good sounding riff. It's okay. And they just keep pumping out album after album. Their cover albums where they do Iron Maiden and Judas Priest are some of the worst fucking covers I've ever heard in my life. Just god awful. I love Bringer of Blood though. That's not going to change. That's a great album. Torment, not so much. It will torment you to listen to that fucking shit. It will. And the last thing, the worst of 2017, and I want to make this very clear, it's the story of Decapitated and them all going in jail for the gang rape. Still don't have all the facts, but the story itself, it sucks. We don't know how the ending, we don't know what the ending of the story is yet, but either way, it's not good. This band will never be the same. And I've seen the hardcore fans like, this doesn't change anything for me. Even if they were found guilty, I think that's ridiculous to say that. Really? Gang rape? You would be okay with that? You could separate that from the band? I couldn't. That's just me. But it's just, and I see other people, well, death metal, well, fuck, that shouldn't surprise anybody. Stupid fucking metalheads. And how is that cool, too? Yeah, just overgeneralize every fucking guy that listens to heavy metal. That's ridiculous, too. And it's just nobody wins in that story. And I hate it. I did a whole podcast on it, so I'm not going to keep going on and on talking about it, but hate that. It definitely sucks. The story itself, it sucks. And that's it. That's all I came up with. Yeah, 8 things in total. Not bad. So, and like I said when I began the podcast, when you have to really search to find shit that sucks, that's a good year. Right? Alright. Hope that hangover's a little better. Take it easy, and if it's easy, take it twice. I'm out.